Well, hey everybody, how is it going? Welcome to the beginning of season 2 of the Omniverse Chronicles. We're doing this one a little differently. For those of you who remember, maybe 3 years ago now, we had done the Omniverse Chronicles, and we had a lot invested in it in the sense of time and art and just a bunch of stuff. And we wanted to do it again, but we wanted to simplify it so that it was a little more sustainable. So we're doing it in a way where we're kind of, because a big part of what we do is we show you how the sausage is made when it comes to learning the games. So throughout the course of this year, we're going to be doing 6 different stories run by 6 different GMs, and each one of them is going to be 5 sessions. The first session is always going to be kind of a session 0, where they're building the world or making the characters or whatever it is that that particular game needs. Now, before I get too much further into it, let me allow the lovely players that I've got here to introduce themselves. Let's start at the top of the square with Masha.
I am on a stream that goes by Turntables RPG. We typically play Monster of the Week, but we are currently in a 5e campaign, being weirdos with magic. Yeah.
Percy.
Hey everyone, Percy Davis here. I was on Omniverse Chronicles before. I was a Jedi. I'm lightsaberless now, so that's not fun. But I'm back here with my friends, and I'm with the Crit Show, so I couldn't be happier. If you want to see me, it's very hard because I am a professional wrestling commentator now, and I could be found at Naptown All Pro Wrestling, which is on IWTV.
Also, Percy was in that we were a pair of space dads.
Oh my God, we were. Yes, we
Yeah.
were super hot space dads. Yes, we were.
And you'll also get to hear Percy coming later in this year. He is the voice of Damien O'Doyle in No Normal Life. So yeah, let's go to Susan.
Hi, beautiful people. My name is Susan Quintana. You can find me on Instagram at neither right nor wrong. That's right with a W, because I am a teacher of writing and high school kids. You can also find me wherever you listen to podcasts, because I have a podcast of my own. It's called Novel Games. You can go to novelgamespodcast.com, or I think I already said it, anywhere you download podcasts, it's there.
And last but not least, Tass.
Hi, I'm Tass. You can find me on the Crit Show podcast and on the Crit Show Twitch.
Right here.
What?
Right now.
And let me give you my address so you can find me there too.
Other than that, please don't perceive me.
Otherwise,
Go on.
I don't exist.
Go on.
We got some folks in chat who say they need to see your shirt up close.
My shirt?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I can't really move.
That's fair. What's on it?
It's Freddy Krueger. There's
some slashes.
Freddy, yeah, there's some slashes. There's some laughing. There's some little phrases. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
He's my boy.
Nice. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game of Oh Captain, My Captain, which is I never know what these proper terms are, but it is a branch off of For the Queen. So this is a card game. Normally, this game in and of itself would be the whole game, but what I want to do is play Oh Captain, My Captain, and then we're going to use that where it ends to tell us the story that we're going to tell for the next 4 episodes after this. And I want to say, as we go through this, no one feel like you have to have your mics muted and stuff. Like, we love to hear you laugh. So don't feel like you got to mute yourself. So as we go through this, because you might want to chime in as people talk. So I'm going to read you a couple of rules here for the Queen. It's got 1 through 4 steps about just how this storytelling game works. So by reading the story cards aloud, players recount the background story of the game. Every crew has a legendary captain, and every game sees that crew starting in a desperate circumstance, chasing a prize that should set everything right. That prize will be determined by the crew over the course of the game, with no one player fully stating what the prize is until the decision card is presented. The details of what your captain, crew, and world look like are flexible. At the start of the story, the most important fact to establish is that you believe in the captain. Good luck. So that is the one truth we have so far, is that you believe in the captain. As we answer these questions, we're going to go around just like we did with the intro. We'll start with Masha, and we'll go around that circle again. And I'm going to ask you a question, and you'll answer it to the best of your ability, just generating the lore of the captain, of yourself, of the world. And the one thing we want to try to do is make sure we don't accidentally state any truths that butt up against each other. So if someone says that, like, oh yeah, I know that this person is this captain's favorite person on the ship, and the next person goes and they're like, I know the captain doesn't like me too much. Okay, well, that butts up against what we've just dictated. So it might be that I don't think that the captain likes me that much is a completely different thing that I know the captain doesn't like me that much. So we'll talk about those things if they come up. So, you and your fellow players are part of a crew led by a legendary captain. Recently, the crew has fallen on hard times. You have taken losses and missed opportunities, and your resources are dwindling. Some have even begun to whisper of mutiny. The captain emerges with a plan to claim a marvelous prize. They insist it will turn everything around and reward everyone on the crew beyond their wildest dreams. However, this prize requires a perilous journey to claim. The captain insists that to acquire the prize, they need to lead a small expedition composed of only a chosen few. You are those few. You know you have been selected for this group for one reason. The captain knows that as you all depart on this adventure, you believe in them. Unless otherwise noted, play proceeds. That's not important. Okay. So, a couple other things that you have rules that aren't pertinent to us on a physical, not physical environment. So, a couple other things. If I ask you a question and you're like, this question doesn't seem right for me, or it seems too early for me to know this, I want to know more about the world first. I can set that card aside, and we can get back to it the next time it comes around to you. If you get a question that you think would be more interesting for another character in the stuff they've already talked about, you can pass it to that player. It can be passed around the table fully. If it gets all the way around and no one wants to answer it, we'll put it to the bottom and draw a new card. But if you do pass your card on, or if you decide to hold that card for later, we will still have you draw a new one so that we get a question from everybody. And then as someone answers their question or after, you are all welcome and encouraged to ask follow-up questions. That player does not have to answer those follow-up questions, or they can answer them coyly. But yeah, you are encouraged to get more depth. Oh, thank you for the gift subs. You are encouraged to help delve deeper into this world, into your characters, and into the captain. So the first thing we got to do is we got to pick a captain. This is going to be kind of tricky because we are not in person. So I'm going to be holding up some images to the webcam. I apologize in advance. So just like for the Queen, we have got a wide array of captains, and it shows you pretty quickly that what captain means could be drastically different. And so kind of make note of these, which ones you're interested in, and then we'll decide, or you'll decide as a group, which one you want to be your captain. So first we have got, look at that gentleman.
Okay.
A fine dandy. We love it.
Fine dandy indeed. So there's captain number 1. Here is
Oh, the skull. That is somebody I trust.
number 2.
That is somebody I trust.
Ooh.
Number 3. Handing you a shot there across the table.
Nice.
Number 4. Number 5.
Okay.
I know these are starting to take a turn, aren't they?
What a happy book. Yeah. What is captain?
Oh.
Okay. Hold on. Like Captain Marvel, like right there.
He did look
right?
like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Very futuristic.
Yeah.
vibe.
Oh, with the purple. Oh.
Oh my.
I know, and he's got that. Look at that marvel. They were talking about.
Cares about hip flexibility. This one, it's important.
Well, that and they were talking about Labyrinth in the Discord. So this man's rocking the codpiece too.
True. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, thank you for the additional gift subs, everybody.
Oh. Oh,
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
no immediate
whoa.
preferences on my
No.
end, except
Except it's like, go back.
Yeah, okay.
Ah, the red. Oh.
they're all very cool.
Right?
Yeah, why are you
These
giving
are
me?
all
Stop giving
so
me too
cool.
many.
They're
Stop giving
and
me
they're
so many
very
options.
Does she
different.
have a phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. A very old tech
Like
phone.
an old phone?
Okay.
Wow, fireman.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mash. Oh, sorry, wrong game.
I mean, that's totally how we could have played this.
No.
I did want to notice that there is a
Just smash her past the captain.
There
It's
is
like,
a-
why is that the first judgment for your captain?
there's a unicorn horn on this captain's helmet.
Okay.
Oh, there sure is. Yeah.
This one is terribly interesting.
Oh.
I'm trying to get him to come.
That's a
Okay.
photograph of me. Where did you find that? Give it back.
Wait, where's your dog? Where's your dog?
You got me.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And then lastly,
Okay.
Captain of the yes.
mhm,
Check.
mhm.
Got me.
So,
Oh gosh.
Was too many.
first, what's the easiest way to do this? So maybe I'll have each of you pick one, and then we'll kind of decide between those four, or do we want to just try to hash it out through all of them?
Yeah. Let's at least hash for a moment.
Okay, let's hash for a moment.
What were some knee jerks?
There was a beautiful pirate woman
Yeah.
in like a power pose,
Yeah.
and for me,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I thought she was cool.
Looks like if anybody reads or had been reading when it was happening for a while, Kitty Pryde was a pirate on a captain ship.
Ooh.
She's definitely got that vibe.
She's got the cool
Yeah.
boots. She's got great hair. I trust her.
Fantastic hair.
Yeah.
My she was one of my two top. I liked her, and I liked the one in like the purple, like almost superhero-y.
Oh yeah. Let me find it here. Where'd you go? The guy who kind of looks like. Wait, this guy?
No, it was a lady. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Was she sitting purple?
Yes.
Deep purple? Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
With a cool.
Those are
fuck
the
off.
two for me
Oh.
that I liked overall the best. But I wouldn't turn any of these people down.
Okay.
I wouldn't kick them out of bed for eating cookies.
Excuse me?
What?
Yeah, what is this game again? What is this?
And-
Oh, Captain, like Captain, what?
Any other options that we want to pick between, or is it between these two now?
I kind of
Susan?
said my piece. I don't know,
Okay.
Susan
Yeah,
and
same.
Percy, do you have strong preferences?
My gut reaction was also the one that Tass said. So right now I'm thinking about like who else would I say? The one that was closer to the beginning that had the skull.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was cool as well.
Oh yeah, the lady with the skull, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really rad.
Anybody else? Percy, you got any in particular?
I did really very much like the lady in purple.
Okay.
I like that. But then also the captain of the cheerleading team really got me. That,
Me
that
too.
was,
She was like the
that-
strong closer of captain options.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
honestly.
insane.
And obviously, drastically changes the direction this story goes.
Does it?
I mean, I guess maybe not. So yeah, here are our four options. We've got Captain Kitty Pryde. We've got this futuristic lady she's got some like magical plants around her as well as a communicator.
I feel like she's a pop star.
That's
Oh,
I like that. That's a good
interesting.
headcanon. I like that.
Yeah.
Here is this woman sitting upon a mountain of Treasure.
Very cool.
I definitely trust her.
Yeah, it seems like you can
There's
see
something-
a junk in the background. And then
That's my queen.
the cat.
That's my
Damn.
queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about her.
Again, I just want to say, it's like I understand the idea of like, oh, if we get the captain of the cheerleading squad, maybe the story changes. You never hung out with cheerleaders in high school then, because when growing up, I had 2 friends that were cheerleaders, and they are more cutthroat than any pirate I have ever met.
Oh gosh. Yeah, this is tough.
Okay. How my first impulse is that I have all of you rank them like 1 to 4, 4 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, and then whichever one has the highest score, we go with that one. Or you could each pick one and champion them in a discussion. How do you want to do it?
Debate club.
A debate.
Rev
Yeah.
just wants us to monologue.
It's just it stops me from talking for a while.
I'm okay with ranking.
Yeah.
Okay, so on your pieces of paper, we have got I'm gonna call them treasure captain, the lady sitting on the pile of treasure. We have got who Masha called pop star captain, the woman in the purple. We've got Kitty Pride, and then we have got the captain of the cheerleading team. So rank them 4 through 1, 4 being the highest, because I'm just going to add these points together.
I know, I was going to say, are we making Rev do math?
I mean a bit.
I got my order. I'm ready.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for all of the subs as we're going through this.
Yeah, thank you everybody.
I believe they're fighting the dreaded hype train.
All right. Do you want me to write these somewhere, put them in the chat,
Oh,
or just
it
are we
don't
just
matter.
spouting them off?
I'll ask you in a second here once everybody's
Okay.
got them.
This feels like that moment in the dating sim where you gotta like pick between the 2 people you've been flirting with this whole time. It's not fair.
It's called the
Yeah.
consequences of your actions.
Oh.
It doesn't feel good.
Well,
All
that's
right.
when you play one way and then load your save. So we could do that
Yes,
here,
yes,
right? Just
yeah.
be like, Rev, back it up like an hour and a half.
Well,
We
if-
picked
quick
the
save.
wrong
we'll get through the
captain.
story real. Listen, if there's a season 3 of this and we all like this, I'll just go back and we'll pick 4 captains and we'll do the exact same story with a different captain every time.
Yes.
So let's start. Has everybody got their rankings?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So Masha, hit me with from bottom up, from 1 to 4.
Okay, 1 was treasure,
Okay.
2 pop star,
Yep.
3 cheerleader,
Yep.
and 4 kitty pride because I picked her in the first place, and it would be a shame if I changed my mind now.
Perfect. Percy.
1 kitty,
Okay.
2 treasure, 3 pop star, 4 cheerleader. That's my captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Rah rah team.
All right. Susan.
I'm gonna dishonor the captain I chose by labeling treasure as 1.
Okay.
Cheerleader is 2,
Okay.
Kitty is 3, and pop star is 4.
All right, Tass. What you got?
I think I have the exact same order. So treasures 1,
Yeah.
cheerleader 2, kitty pride 3, and pop star 4 points.
Great minds, Tass.
Yeah, right.
It was very close. It is the pop star
Yay!
by 2 points, beating out the cheerleader. So this is our captain.
I trust her.
Cool.
I'm
yeah,
very excited.
Yeah.
me too.
So that is the one truth that we know at this moment, that you all believe in the captain. So, like I said, I will ask you some questions here, and everyone feel free to ask for expanses on these questions after they answer. Don't feel like you have to answer them, but you're more than welcome to. If we have a question where you're like, Boy, I don't know any of the world yet. Let me hold on that one. I will set it aside for you the next time we come around to you.
Cool.
So Masha, first question. What life did you leave to join this crew, and how has this journey made you dwell on what might have been? So instantly, got to tell us something about who were you before?
That's huge.
What's your 5-year plan?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in a decade? What were you before this? Okay, I'm too much of a bit doer, so I have to be silent for 10 seconds while I think, or I'll say something that becomes true that I regret.
Sure.
Oh man. I think, and it might be a little cliche, that before this, I worked whatever our world's equivalent of a boring desk job was. I think I became very unhappy with society in the way that I was making money, which is to say, perfectly legally. And instead, I chose to live a life of piracy.
Okay.
There was a part 2 to this question, and I have forgotten.
There
it. Could you
was.
repeat
And
it?
so since we don't really know yet like when, where the world is set, we'll call you
Right.
like a clerk. That kind of covers a lot of time periods. How has this journey made you dwell on what might have been?
Oh, of course. The other panic-inducing part of that question. I think that, especially in this time of strife where resources are thin,
Mm-hmm.
I miss the pushy abundance of a lifestyle where I was actually quite comfortable.
Yeah.
I think that I was drawn into like the fun and novelty of not having a 8-hour a day 40-hour a week job, and now I'm
Sure.
here and I'm like, uh-oh, when is my next meal coming?
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
regret a little bit the lack of stability.
Yeah, that 401k.
I didn't want to
you
say
lost all of that.
401k because that really puts us in like corporate America.
Yeah.
I don't know that we want that for ourselves.
What was the first thing, like as times got slim with this captain? Like, what was the first thing that pinged you that you were missing? Like, what was the absence of something that was the first time you were like, oh, I don't like this?
I think, not to make everyone miserable, I think one of the first things that ran out was like spices and therefore flavor for food.
Okay.
Is that it wasn't
Oh,
necessarily like a lack of food altogether, but everything became bland.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, brutal.
yeah,
Sorry,
that made me
guys.
sad. All right, yeah, that made me
I'm
real
sorry.
sad.
We're on a quest to fix it.
Can't we be like, there's no water or something? Like, come on, like.
We're out of Coke. We're out of Diet Coke.
All right, Percy. You committed what you consider to be a serious crime in the name of the captain. What was it?
Ooh.
See, I love that because so I committed what I consider a serious crime.
Yeah.
So even in the eyes of the law, this might potentially not be bad.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, just what you consider to be a serious crime.
I think again I did something very minor. I think that I helped the captain get somewhere that they weren't supposed to be in. I think I'm trying to think of a way to work because just even turning a blind eye to a situation and it's not something terrible. Something terrible didn't happen because of it. But what I know what I did to what I morally believe that I did is like, oh my God, I helped this person trespass. I broke the law. I'm a terrible person now. Like that's maybe more of it. So I think, yeah, maybe I inadvertently helped the captain get to a location to obtain something that maybe I was protecting or just not supposed to let someone in there. So maybe some level of trespassing.
Yeah. Do you think that was this like on the ship or whatever it is that you all however you all travel? Was this like before you joined the captain? Like was this you let him into some place, them into some place recently? or before you joined, or?
I am actually going to say I think this was during my time with the captain. I believe the captain utilized my connections and told me to just look the other way while something happened. And in doing so, that is where I believe that I have committed some heinous crime because it was more giving up something of myself than actually the illegality of it. Like it could have been something as minor as, hey man, I am gonna go run to the gas station and I'm gonna grab a soda, cover for me. I'm gonna run out. I'm gonna take it. And so my character played lookout, watched them steal this thing, and now it still haunts them. Like it's super duper minor.
Okay. But it kind of haunts you because it was keeping a secret from the rest of the crew, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe, and not maybe just not the crew, but like everybody. It's just like I think like, oh, now I myself can't be trusted because again, I trust the captain, which is why I let them get away with what they got away with.
Okay.
Grammar.
I have a follow-up
Yeah,
question
please.
for Percy, which I guess you don't have to answer based on the rules of the game. What would it take for you to forgive yourself of this crime?
That's why I do believe I let the captain take something that does not belong to them, and I don't think it was major, and I think maybe it's returning that because I think my character is very black and white, where it's like here's good thing, here's bad thing, and so I think, oh, the captain took this, but if I put it back, it's a-okay, and so that's why there's so much regret within this character because they can't take it back because once again, I trust the captain. Captain took it for a reason.
Okay. Susan, the captain treats someone on this journey in a way that fills you with jealousy. Who is it? And it does not have to be, I said before that you are the crew. There could be a couple of other people along, but it is only a portion of the crew out of your larger crew that is on this particular journey with the captain. He said it needed to be a small selection of people.
I have an assistant, an officer who works with me,
Mm-hmm.
and while I am the one performing the main function of my job, the captain is much more open and friendly and praises this other person instead of me.
Ooh.
I think that it's because my fellow officer is a little younger, not as experienced as I am. I can mentally work my way through. Oh well, of course they're going to be extra nice to this person. It's like when you're really nice to kids when they make something cool and you want to support them. I don't need that from the captain, but I desperately want it from the
Yeah. Can I ask you the most dreaded question?
captain.
What is this? What is your subordinate's name?
Oh, no, I'm great with names.
Okay.
This person's name is Julio.
Okay. Do you want to tell us what it is that you do for the captain that Julio helps with, or do you want to stew on that for a while?
I like that you said stew because I think I'm the chef,
Okay.
the cook.
That's awesome.
Because of course I am.
No, I don't buy it.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Tass. The captain once broke a promise they made to you. Why have you forgiven them?
Ooh. I have forgiven them because I rose through the ranks after the fact, but I know that it wasn't in an apology for that sort of betrayal, I know and trust that even despite that, they still saw my merit and moved me up based on that. And even though they made this one hiccup, I think I saw the wisdom of not just that with me, but with others.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, that was something they either needed to do or, you know, it was maybe a momentary lapse. But either way, overall, I can see that they still absolutely know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can set that aside, even though it probably still bothers me. The scales still dip the other way.
Okay. You say raise through the ranked. I'm gonna start asking you all some questions to start to bring the
golly.
world into focus as we
Yeah.
get into further rounds. Through the ranks of this ship, is it some kind of organization? Just what does this mean? Raise through the ranks.
Not knowing exactly what this world is yet.
Mm-hmm. Put that pillar in
I-
place.
Yeah. Like, I think that whether it's pilot, navigator, limo driver, I don't know what that thing might be, but I think that that's a very important role. You know, even if we go literally, she's a pop star and, you know, I drive the limo, like that is a very important thing to keep these people, the group safe, and of course her safe and so on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. So I'm not exactly answering what what that is world-wise yet. But it was a thing where I sort of helped with that, or helped a person that did that, but then proved to be, you know, either that person the other person moved on, and I was the next best to step up. That I guess I'm not sure yet, but
Okay, so you
this sort of-
rose through the ranks in whatever form this transportation takes.
Yeah.
Yes, like I'm
Whether
the
it's-
coordinator of that.
Yeah.
Like not just the I'm sitting at the wheel, but also like here's the routes we're taking. This is the safe. Here's I know that these people are here and there, taking point, and like the organization of travel on their behalf.
Okay.
Now, if we keep with the pop star thing, you're gonna be her agent.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like the limo driver or the agent. I don't know.
Yeah.
Any follow-ups? All right, round 2, Masha.
Fight. Oh.
The captain once asked you, and you alone, to risk your life. Why?
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Me.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, you and you alone.
Me and me alone. I feel like I am not as important as these others yet. Can I think about it
Yes,
and return to this
absolutely.
question?
This can be
Okay.
your next round question, possibly. All right. You once refused an order. What did the captain do to make sure you never forgot your disloyalty?
Oh dear, this one's worse. Okay. Repeat the question because I feel like the wording is important.
Yeah. You once refused an order. What did the captain do to make sure you never forgot your disloyalty?
I think that at some point the captain put me in charge of firing other people from the crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's a version of firing people from your crew that involves them no longer existing on the crew. And I think that I, soft, gentle clerk with a 401k, didn't want to do that. And so I fired them in the normal way where I kind of gave them time to escape as opposed to disappearing them.
Mm-hmm.
And when the captain found out, of course, very displeased at this situation, I don't want this story to take a very dark turn.
I
Why
think
not?
it's
Go
probably
for it.
inevitable.
Do
I
it.
can see, I can see the I can see the dark alley.
Yeah.
The lights are off. We're on stealth mode.
Yeah, to
Um,
make sure that you never forget your disloyalty.
oh boy. Okay, we're going into it. I think that there was probably always a part of me that was like, if I can get back to my hometown, I can return to my previous job, writing or keyboarding or whatever. I think that the captain broke my dominant hand to the extent that I cannot use it for my old job at all. Like,
Whoa.
still a hand that works, but
Mhm.
not for typing or writing quickly or efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably looks a little gross. Like, it probably healed wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Any follow-up questions? Oh, Percy!
I know. I like this. I like this turn for the captain. I guess I wanted a little bit more insight into that. Did the captain make a spectacle of your
Mm.
punishment,
Yeah.
or was it
I was
just between you?
I was going to ask a similar, and like just a slight tack on to that for the painting this. Did the captain do it themselves, or like have someone do it?
Mm.
Oh boy. Do I make the captain cruel? I
You
think
did say you did make or break your hand.
this is my fault. Now the vibe is dark. I
You can undarken it right now. You have a get out of you just it's how you build it. It's how you paint the picture.
I don't think I can undarken it. I think I'll make one of you do that. This is not my problem.
Yeah, that's true. You do not have to answer any of these follow-ups.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I will answer it vaguely in that I think that the captain had someone else do it, and I think that all of you saw.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask a follow-up to that. Just for my, was it like the captain had someone else do it and like it looked like an accident, or like it was
Spectacle.
spectacle? Great.
Yes.
All right, Percy. You suspect the captain is preparing you for something. What is it? And there is a follow-up question on this card that I will ask you once you answer that first part.
I think the captain is preparing me for a fight.
Mhm.
I think my character is maybe a little bit more physically imposing than the average crewman, and because of that, I perhaps noticed that I get fed the full lot, that my energy is always up, that I'm made aware of situations. Maybe not the quickest, but I am the first person to find out when trouble's coming. So I think the captain's preparing me for a fight because we've heard the whispers of the mutiny and what have you.
Mm.
And once again, knowing how physically capable my character could be, that an inevitable fight, you'd want me on your side.
Mm-hmm. So kind of prepping you to possibly be like almost like a bodyguard in a mutiny.
Yes, just
Um,
the muscle on anything too, because I once again, that's why I think it is imperative to hear that there is. I don't want to think there's special treatment, but there's just an acknowledgement, and there's the guide. It's the guidance primarily, like you said, preparing me for the fight. It's the keeping me aware of what trouble looks like, when it can happen, who the troublemakers are.
Uh-huh.
So,
Like
yeah.
asking you questions about like your perception, like, oh, those two people are talking. What, based off their body language, what do you think they're talking about?
Yes, exactly
Okay.
like that.
And do you feel ready? Is the follow up on this card.
I I think my character has done some pretty rough things. I don't think he's ever done anything to that extent. So he is. I think the character is nervous but willing. So I don't think that 100. It's not 100% in. It is a 60%. I will do what I have to, but a 40%. Oh God, I hope I don't have to do this.
Like a physically ready but not mentally ready.
Yes, yes. The body is willing.
Yeah.
The mind is not.
Okay. Susan. The captain keeps an oath, even in the face of outrageous fortune. What cherished thing has this cost them? So the captain keeps an oath, even in the face of outrageous fortune. What cherished thing has this cost them?
Fortune as in like monetary fortune or fortune as in like luck?
Um, I think it's up to you. I do take it as like they have an oath that they've taken. They won't break it, even if the scale of what they could get if they broke it was so heavy, like that side of it was so heavy.
Okay. The captain had a business relationship with a group of people who were very much like black market type people. Like, I don't know if we want to manifest like the mob or the mafia like in this world, but like something along those lines. There was a healthy relationship. The captain would help them with things or do little side jobs for them. Um, but it became known that this group of people, what they were doing was ending up harming the environment. They were doing something really, really bad, and it was causing something really awful to happen to the environment in the aftermath of it. And that is one of the things that is really important to our captain, is not ever being responsible for something like that. So they cut ties with this group, even though we got a lot of uh, there were a lot of benefits, monetary and relationship benefits, and the captain said, "You know what? I can't. Like, we'll get money, we'll find jobs, we'll do something another way."
And so, is the cherished thing that it has cost them? Do you think it's is it simply that wealth, or was there some?
Now I forgot about the cherished
It's
thing.
okay.
The cherished thing.
Yeah. So it is. It has
Um,
this oath has cost them a cherished thing.
oh, sorry, Captain, but you broke my friend's hand. So I think it was like a romantic relationship.
Nice.
Drama.
In that, like, was this person part of that organization, and so now it's
Yes.
for okay.
Oh.
Everybody likes forbidden love. Except the people forbidding it. They hate it.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, but they suck.
Yeah. All right, Tass. You hear another member of the crew suggesting the prize is a myth. How do you silence them? And so, just as a reminder, you are part of a small crew. Like, you have been on very hard times. The captain has said, "I have got something that will make us wealthy beyond our wildest imaginations. There's this great prize, but they haven't clarified what it is." And that's why the at least 6 of you, the captain plus you 4 and Julio, are out and about. So yes, Tash, you've heard someone suggest that the prize is a myth. How do you silence them?
I think that I took them for a little ride. A drive, a sail, a flight,
Orbit.
whatever it kind of was, and laid out, look, like this might be bullshit, but that isn't the point. We have seen the proof of what this captain can do and what they're worth. We're loyal to them for a reason. So you need to stop this. You can believe it. If you believe it's bullshit, you can believe it all you want, but you have to shut up about it. And then when we were far enough out that it was uncomfortable, I kicked them out and left. And left it to them as like a lesson to find their way back. And said, if you still want to go on this journey, get back to us. Next time, I'm going to take you way further out than this.
Was that a person who was not selected for this outing, or was it someone who is on this outing?
I want to say somebody on this outing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Probably Julio.
God damn it, Julio! You're pissing everyone off.
Scapegoat Julio.
I know. All right, back around to Masha. Do you want the past question, or do you want a new one still?
Remind me of the past question.
Yeah, the captain once asked you and you alone to risk your life. Why?
I think I will pass on that question still.
Okay.
I feel like every answer I'm coming up with immediately is related to my last answer, and I think I need something
Fair.
new. Or maybe just as bad again.
Yeah. During the course of this journey, when has the captain frightened you most? So this specific journey, the smaller group going out to get this prize, when has the captain frightened you most?
Oh. Well, I have been frightened by the captain before, that's for sure. My hand is...
You were terrorized by our captain. Our captain's just like, you're gonna have a bad time. Do you understand me?
I don't want to be here anymore. No, I think that when I have been the most frightened of the captain is when we are all... I think there's a moment when we were all tired and kind of like casually bickering in the way that you do when you're like a little hungry and a little thirsty and like you don't mean anything that you say. But I think in a moment of weakness, the captain threatens to go completely on their own to complete the mission. Like, if you don't want to be here, I will leave you all right here where we stand, drive, fly, swim, walk, etc.
Exist.
Yep. And I will go by myself, and then you'll never know what we were searching for, and I will have it all to myself. And I think that is very... Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay. I am going to start asking you all some follow-up questions that start to define this in a time, a space.
Yep.
Just even so I have a sense of what kind of... like, what's task driving? Is this a spaceship? Is it a boat? Is it a cardboard box?
Again,
Everybody shut up or I'm going to turn this space shuttle around.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we doing Muppet Treasure Island or are we doing Treasure Planet, everyone?
Yeah.
Come on. Those are both masterpieces. Let's go.
Yeah.
When the captain made this threat, like, what did they do to make it feel like it was not just a threat? Was it like, go to the thing that's supposed to open a portal? Did they, start to pack a bag? Like, what was the thing they did so that you knew, like, oh, this isn't just bullshit. They actually will leave us and do it on their own.
Yeah, like was it like try to push you out onto the highway or out of an airlock?
This is my decision. Are we sure about this
Yeah.
collectively? The first thing that comes to mind is I think what I'm going to go with, and shout out Percy for mentioning Treasure Planet, maybe one of the best movies ever made. I think that we are spacefaring adventurers in some capacity, and I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, Tass, your character is typically the one like at the helm or the drive, like you are doing the button pushing. I think that the
You're
captain
doing the driving.
doing the driving of the Susan, I started doing your glasses because I'm mimicking here. I don't have any. I think that typically Tass is like at the proverbial wheel of a spaceship. And I think that we're all bickering, and the captain goes over to Tass and like gently pulls them out of the seat, sits down, and like hovers their finger over a button that would like open all of the doors and suck us all into space.
Love
So
it.
like
Love it.
certifiably terrifying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like threatens to eject you all into the void.
Totally. I'm the
This
dark
This
one.
makes-
Hello, someone's gotta do it.
Perfect.
Oh, I
No,
love
in
it.
this context, it makes Tass's story from earlier more terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just
Mm.
left some dude in
I-
space. You just
I
left
did.
someone
I was
in
like,
space.
In a spacesuit.
You can
like,
hop a shuttle and
find
get
your way
back to us if you think it's worth it. Yeah,
And I do want to point out too, this something that I took from this part of the story is that however this ship is constructed, whatever it's made of, however it operates, that there's something about the position of the navigator that is not affected by that ejection protocol.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I think it's kind of God, I think Spelljammer has it where there's like a link to the ship.
Mm.
And that's just it. So whoever is in the navigators or both I think the navigator and the pilot's chair, they're in. They're somehow
Yeah.
locked in.
Okay.
I was. I is this too much to like build what we think here?
No,
like
keep
what
going.
I'm envisioning?
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm envisioning like a mix between Cerebro and like the control panel from Minority Report.
Mm.
Don't know
Like,
I
that
need
second one.
to Google both
yeah,
of
yeah.
these
Oh.
things.
Oh.
Cerebro is just a big helmet with cords going up into the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then Minority
And,
Report
like-
is just your first like floating screens and like
Yeah,
I'm
Iron
making
Man
this grow.
style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If I'm
yes.
allowed to put it in reference what I understand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was gonna go with Amphibia
We
for
need
Darcy.
to make
with
references. We need to make references for the young people to understand things.
Mhm.
That's true.
I googled Cerebro and it gave me pictures of brains. Thanks, internet. You're the worst. Is it a movie?
No, it's from X-Men. It's what Professor X wears to like reach out to all
Yeah.
mutant minds.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
Obviously,
There you
I've
go.
seen
It's
like
it's
8
the Professor
X-Men
X helmet.
movies.
Yeah.
Okay, Percy.
Scary.
What singular talent makes the captain most attractive?
Singular?
Come
Yeah,
on,
what-
what is this lowball question?
Yeah, what's
I know, I will-
First of all,
I will say, like, I like you have been throwing like plushies at me and cannonballs at Masha. you have been
Listen.
slaying them.
I
Oh
I
my
shuffled these cards. It's fate.
I'm taking it personally.
Oh, that's funny.
Invite me onto this show and
I think our captain's most attractive quality, because I think it's kind of twofold because I believe it's their eyes and the assuredness behind it.
Mhm.
It is the fact that when you look into their eyes, you see what she sees in you,
Mhm.
and they are the most powerful part about her because she doesn't miss anything.
Okay.
And that is terrifying and beautiful.
Good. So that obviously is canon. I'm going to ask you this question again. What's their most attractive talent?
Talent.
Yeah, what is
I
the
think
thing they do that's most attractive?
Yeah, so I think with that though, I think their most attractive talent is their communication skills. I
Oh.
think it is the fact that they have just a silver tongue, a rapier wit. They can talk. They can sell ice to a fucking snowman. Like they can. There's nothing that. There's very few times that they speak that the audience isn't captivated.
Okay.
And I think that's one of the reasons we're all here. I think at one point she said the right thing to us, and that has locked in.
Susan, in the captain's employ, your body underwent a major transformation. How did it change?
Ooh. I'm going bionic.
Nice.
All right. Space pirates.
Cyborg space pirates. Cyborg
I know.
space
Beware the
pirates.
cyborg. Anyway.
and I'm the cook.
Are we just reverse engineering Treasure Planet?
Yeah. Good.
Sorry.
Bionic tongue that can taste 103 new spices never discovered on.
I think one of my eyes got real messed up. It was something that was an accident, that wasn't my fault, and the captain, I think, felt responsible. So they helped fund getting me a bionic eye, and it helps with my job, but I've also become another useful tool for the captain.
What what else can the eye do?
What can it not do?
Oh, well, that's fair.
You can judge the temperatures of meat right at a
Yeah.
glance.
Let's just call it the Deus Ex Machina eye, and we'll figure out what it does when we need to figure out what it does.
Let me ask you
I
this
think
instead. Oh, sorry.
Huh?
Let me ask you this instead. Do you think you're aware of everything the eye can do?
Oh no, absolutely not. I did not.
Nice.
There was no like owner's manual. There was no IKEA fold out that came with it. Like this was a doctor that we found in pirate space who was like, "Yeah, I can help you for, 200 credits or whatever we're using." And they got me a bionic eye, and they were like, "Have fun."
Chat has said
That's awesome.
Deus Ex Oculus.
Oh.
I'm not that clever. You guys.
On the flip side, do you think the captain knows everything the eye does?
I don't think so, but I think the captain is more interested in finding out than I am. Like, I'm just happy that I can see in the way that I am used to seeing, but the captain will like ask me to do certain things or like surprise me with something. I think in an attempt to test what the eye can and cannot do. And I think that they have a lot of suspicions and are maybe like keeping note, and I'm just not.
Okay.
I don't care.
So I have a question then. What's your favorite function of the eye besides vision?
That's good.
I think that there is one single weaponized instance of use that it can do. Like, I can like shoot something out of my eye as like an emergency. I need to take care of like a danger, right? I don't know if it's some kind of spray or if it's like darts or something.
Daggers.
Dagger eyes?
You can look daggers at people.
That's funny.
No, It's very Steven Universe where I can like pull manifest stuff out of my eye.
Oh,
No.
there we go.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm
It's the body
I don't know.
horror I was looking for.
just ripping shit out of yourself. Great.
So some kind of
sorry. I'll
so
tell
it
Morty.
does have some kind of defense mechanism. Is it like a
Mhm.
is it something that has to be like reloaded? Is it like it's pulling stomach acid and shooting that out, or it's like
Oh,
it's like a thing that you're poking in there after you've used it so that it can fire again later?
I think I fired it once on accident. I think I was angry
Uh-huh.
and scared, and I like got one of the crewmates with it. They weren't hurt too badly. And I think after that I had to reload it. Oh my gosh. What if it's like sorry,
Masha's
I've gotten like facefuls of like cinnamon and cumin before because
Oh.
I'm dangerous in the kitchen.
Uh,
So like what if it's just like little cylinders that I fill with like pepper or
with whatever.
something and I can just like
Just a
somebody in
pepper
like
bomb.
short
Oh my
distance.
god.
What was in it
I
the first
love
time it
that.
fired, or was it like empty?
No, the first time it fired there was like sharp it was a sharp projectile and so I
Oh.
like accidentally
Yeah.
stabbed somebody somewhere on their body. But I have not been able to figure out how to get it all back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And you
It's
can
a-
see
it was-
through it
improvising.
still, or
Yes, hush.
okay. Oh,
I like to imagine that it was like a poison tipped dart, and then when we like checked the dart, and it's like, oh, this expired 40 years ago. Okay, we're
okay,
we're
it's
okay,
okay.
everyone. We're okay, everyone.
Superb.
All right, Tass. You're
Yes.
considered by many to be strong. How has the captain made you feel weak?
Oh. Oh man, that's a good one.
Many strong, captain weak. Go. Okay.
Um I'm trying to weave this in somewhere with like a back and forth of like she sort of betrayed me once, but then she lifted me up, but now there's this, and so like do I tie that to the original betrayal maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Like
And it may not even be like it doesn't have to be a intentionally made you feel weak.
sure.
So I was even thinking, like, what if she showed you up on something that you're really good at?
That's kind of where I'm leaning actually. That's yeah, like there's something about just how much of an expert she is. I mean, she's the captain for a reason. You know, obviously the charisma and all of that is such a huge part of it. But I think that sometimes I'm like plotting courses and stuff, and I'm like really, you know, going into detail to make like the perfect situation, and she'll just kind of come over and be like, "Oh no, this is this is more efficient. This is faster," and just completely undercut what I'm doing. But she's right,
Oh.
you know.
Ah.
Just like at a glance, she can do what I take so much time to do. And you know, I'm still good at it, and she doesn't have the time to do it all the time, which is why I'm here in the first place. But when she does come through, her expertise is just intimidating, and it gives me the oh man's.
So
Yeah,
she
it's
has like mastery
the
of everything. But
yeah, like
Yeah.
she's the head chef. You're the sous chef, and when she comes back around, it's like that's fucking wrong, and walks away after your hour of prep,
Yeah.
and you're just
Yeah.
and you're just yeah. I see.
Yep,
It.
exactly, totally.
Sorry, I was watching The Bear, so I'm gonna make cooking references.
nice.
I'm so excited to see the brother be Ben Grimm. Anyway,
Me too.
all right, back around to the top, Masha. Would you like your previously passed question or a new one?
New question.
Okay.
I like these.
Of the trials the captain has faced, Which one do you feel you yourself could never have endured?
Ooh, interesting question. I will also say I realized by me skipping that initial question, I put myself down the dark path of difficult questions.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they
Oh,
would
that's true.
have
They've
been
all been
Percy's.
Percy's.
So it's all my fault. It's my own fault. I put myself here. Of all of the trials that the captain has been through, which do I think I could not have done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, what trial could you yourself have not endured?
I have what is probably like a boring cop out answer, so I'm fishing through my brain to see if anything more exciting comes up. But I will start with what is first coming to mind, and if
Yeah.
something else comes up, I'll say it too. I don't think I could have endured the selection process for the four of us plus Julio plus the captain as the like the small part of the crew to go on this like separate excursion. I think that though we were originally a small crew, there were a lot of people with a lot
Mhm.
of different skills to bring to the table, and most certainly other people who believed in the captain, though probably not as much. But it is difficult to find those who are actually truly loyal to you. And so if you were to ask my character if I could have picked who is loyal to me on the ship, I don't think she has enough situational awareness to have done it. Kind of a boring answer, but I don't know. I don't think I could be captain.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Percy, on this journey, you have become suspicious of an impending betrayal. Whom do you suspect?
Oh.
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 Oh no.
Oh. Do I get to cause some drama?
Yeah, and you don't even necessarily.
Do it.
It's not necessarily right, but it's
Yeah.
you suspect somebody.
Yeah, I suspect somebody. I'm gonna kind of make it. I'm gonna have this be ignorance over being like knowledgeable. Like this is far fetched, and I think that my character, seeing this guy always communicating with the captain, always being in charge, always thinking he's smarter than everybody. I think my character is suspicious of Tass's character because I don't think my character is the smartest guy. We've kind of already we're kind of getting to the himbo levels of not the smartest gentleman on the planet.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bigger, maybe a little stronger. And I think that knowing that the captain believes in me to, or is prepping me for some kind of fight, some kind of interaction like that, my character is combat savvy enough to realize that, oh, it's the smart ones that you really have to be careful of.
Mm.
And because of that, Tass's character's intelligence is what I'm the most suspicious of, because what's going on in that head? Because there's not much up here.
Yeah. Okay. And
Interesting.
how have
I'll
you
have to look.
prepared to answer them? Like, what have you done to prep for possibly having to deal with Tass?
100 push-ups, 100
Yeah.
sit-ups.
100 sit-ups. I taught myself to read better. I've
Ooh.
I have begun studying how to operate the ship, how to better navigate.
Oh.
I believe
Nice.
I believe again, and this is once again, this is the ignorant speaking. It's like I don't think that this guy's gonna betray me in a physical aspect. I think because this guy has the ship, I'm gonna be again shit out of luck because he presses the airlock button, I go flying.
Mhm.
Well, what's the override? I know that the word over and ride together make something that make the thing not happen. So where is that? And
Oh
so
my God, that's good.
I think that in my character's own messed up little mind, I have begun studying the ship more and the safety precautions of the ship, and to use those against my Taz's characters should he try to use them against me.
Yeah.
And then the last resort is I'm just gonna conk him over the head.
Have you been connected to the ship like secretly? Have you ever put the helmet on?
I think that I like harkening back to how my character is kind of a 60-40 person where it's like, oh, I'll do it, but I'm scared. I think that he has sat in the navigator's chair before when no one's looking,
Uh-huh.
but he has not been brave enough to put it on.
Okay.
It is because I don't think it's a pleasant experience. And I think that's something that we should make an aspect of, that is maybe there is some kind of neural link and it's like, oh, that's why you have to be smart, because it'll fry your synapses if you're not.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Susan.
I have a
Oh
follow-up
yeah,
question
please.
for Percy. I don't think I asked this before, but it kind of works for both, like, two of your answers, which is that you've been being fed more food because you're learning to fight, and also that you are, like, learning about the ship. Are you keeping these things a secret from the rest of us, or are you trying to?
I think he I don't think my character is has enough guile, and I don't think he does. I think he's definitely the kind of character I think that you and Susan and the captain all know. Only person that doesn't know is Julio. And I think there needs to be a hilarious reason for why me and Julio we have miscommunication. I think Julio and I never have the right time to talk. It's always something weird. I think I accidentally walked in on like Julio changing one time, and now it's always been like,
Just awkward forever.
yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
every time. Hey Julio, hey Julio. But I definitely believe my character has gone up to like Masha or Susan's character, giving them the elbow nudge, and been like, he's not the only one that could fly the ship, am I right? And then walks away. That's it. End of conversation.
Another clarifying. Everyone knows besides Julio.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
I love the idea of you. Everybody knows, and only I'm the only one that thinks that you don't know.
I am obsessed. I love this.
I'm playing checkers. You're playing chess. You're not, and you didn't show up for either one of the games. I'm at home playing checkers by myself. Like, take that, you bastard.
Playing both
I'm
sides
so
of the board.
yeah, I'm so good at this. And it's like, hey, bud, they're all red. Those are all red pieces. Yeah, I know, it's a strategy. You never know what's gonna happen.
Those are all ginger snaps. I know.
Oh, oh, my ginger snaps.
Susan, the captain told you something about the prize that they did not share with the rest of the crew. Why do you think they only shared this information with you?
Because my station is different. There is on a crew, there are class differences within a crew of anything, right? We have a captain, but it's not just captain and then the rest of us. Um, I think there's a class system within this group. And I think me and Julio are the only two within like our little class group within this group. And I don't socialize that much. I know I kind of mentioned earlier in passing, like my friend's hand got messed up. So I think I have a really friendly relationship with Masha.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if anybody asked, like, if I had a friend in this group without pause, I would say, well, no, I'm not on the same level as these people. Like, why would they be friends with me? So I think that's why. I think the captain understands the isolation that I have kind of put myself into in this group. And so they just know, like, I'm I might talk to Julio, but I wouldn't. There's no gossiping. Like I'm not gonna do any gossiping.
Oh, I see. I see. So they trust you to keep whatever they say to you. They trust you will keep between you and them and Julio.
Yeah, it's like oh my god, like being a bartender. Like
Yeah,
you'll listen to everybody's business. You're gonna tell everyone's business, you know? Like
Yeah.
you're just doing a
Nice.
job.
Yeah, or almost like Alfred.
Oh
Yeah.
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 I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Tass. When you were younger, you heard a story about the prize. What did the story promise, and what did it warn?
Ooh.
Oh,
This feels like a big one. Oh no. What did it promise? What did it warn?
Yeah.
Um,
So you heard a
I'm
story
just gonna
about
throw my
the
notes on the
prize.
ground real
Just
quick.
get those out of here. You don't need those.
Yeah. I think what it promises is less about something tactile. I don't think I'm contradicting anything on this, but stop me if I am. I think it promises extreme influence specifically, like throughout whatever, the land, space, throughout the territories, that if you can find this thing, your influence will be the top. Like,
Mhm.
you have this, so everyone will listen. Everyone can't help but listen and follow and so on. But it warns. I'll go simple here. It warns that a grave sacrifice has to be made to achieve it.
And is this the influence? Is it like an actual like mental persuasion? Is it because it's just so much wealth? Is it like a seat of power? Like
like is it like
influence?
Excalibur?
Yeah,
Like it's
influence
like
in what way?
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like oh gosh, I feel like I'm accidentally leaning. I'm going a little One Piece by accident, but I think
Please,
it is like an
please do.
item that is Excalibur-esque is kind of what I had in mind. I think that's probably the closest, that it is sort of that thing that if you're worthy to have it, like if people see that you can pick up Mjolnir,
Mm-hmm.
then, if you can pull the sword from the stone, then people go, oh, like you couldn't have this unless it let you have it.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
we know that you're worthy, but to people that know the story will also know not only are they worthy, but they had to do something rough to get it. They had to sacrifice something in a fairly nasty way to show that they
Mm.
were willing to take it up.
Do you think that the sacrifices, like, is it always the same kind of thing? Is it based off of the individual and what's important to them?
I think it's like even it doesn't know until the person is there.
Okay.
And it can one way or another, it sees what is important to them and knows the button to press that will give it a choice, make them make the choice
Mhm.
of is having this worth getting rid of that.
Okay.
Spooky.
Masha,
Yes.
this one or a new one?
Oh boy.
You just need to give that to somebody.
That's true. You can
Yeah,
you
just
can
gotta
also
have-
pass it on to someone else if you want.
Does anybody want it?
Read it again for the 7th time. Oh,
The
never
captain
mind.
once asked you, and you alone, to risk your life. Why?
You want it, Percy?
No, I just wanted to hear it. But you already had your hand up, so that's
Oh,
your
yeah.
problem.
Do you want it? Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Can I
take it.
give it to Susan?
Yes, it will be yours when we get back around to you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Nice.
Masha, show me potato salad. You once stole from the captain. Who else knows the truth?
Why do you keep getting on the captain's bad side?
Because of this past card.
Holy shit! Yeah,
There is
That's so funny.
you could have been on their good side.
This
They
is-
said
this-
you. They said
This
you
could have
didn't
been
fight.
all Percy.
no.
It's just,
I will fall on the sword.
just-
Okay, so I have stolen from the captain.
Yeah.
What was part 2?
Who else knows the truth?
Oh,
Yeah, you once stole from the captain. Who else knows the truth?
it doesn't ask me what I stole.
Correct. Yep.
Great.
Just who else knows?
Good. I think Tass, remind me your question of like you drove someone out far away and they came back. Are they part of this crew or no? I know you answered it back then,
I
but
think so.
Oh yeah, we did
I
say
don't
yes,
know
but
which-
didn't decide who.
Yeah, we didn't decide who, but I think so.
I think Tass knows. I think Tass knows that I stole from the captain.
Okay.
Does the captain know?
I don't have to answer any further riddles. Game master, my hands are up.
Yeah. Well, you do have to fully answer who else knows the truth. So that is an answer in
Oh,
saying.
fine.
So no is fine.
I think the captain doesn't know, but because I'd be dead probably.
Oh, okay.
I've made a lot of mistakes.
Hey, listen, you got another hand.
Yeah,
You got another hand.
Stop!
but not a bionic
I
eye.
need it. I need it. I need it. I need this one, please.
All right, Percy. Who on this crew do you feel is least deserving of the captain's trust?
Ooh. All right. Now we're getting
my
a juicy
God.
one. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no, yeah. I think Masha's character. Because I think Masha's character again, I'm checking boxes because it's like I've seen you get punished before.
Mm.
Fair.
And I think you're the newest person on the crew. Like
Great.
I somehow think like you're the goddamn intern. Like you're like, hey guys, I'm interning here for the summer. I think it's gonna be great. Shattered hand, terrible time. And I'm just sitting here like, why are we
Complains
taking
about
that?
there being no spices in the food.
Right? It's and so my character is just like, listen, she's great, but she's new. Like Captain, she's gonna die.
Mhm.
I don't think she deserves. I think, and I don't think it's a negative. I don't believe that they deserve it for a negative reason. I do think that seeing someone new and watching everything they've gone through and knowing potentially maybe a little bit of where Masha's character came from, it is a little bit of protectiveness. It
Mhm.
is, hey, Cap, like I know you trust us here to get the job done. I don't like Smarty Pants over there. The cook's awesome because they cook. Julio and I cannot make direct eye contact, but she's new. Why is she here?
What I'm hearing, Percy, is you're the problem crew member. Doesn't get along with anybody. I don't know.
Is it me? Am I the drama?
Am I
Am I
the
the
drama?
problem?
I don't think I have the drama.
All right, Susan. The captain once asked you, and only you, to risk your life. Why? I should pass.
No.
That would be so funny.
Maybe the curse will be lifted once the question's finally answered.
Mhm. I think that all of you needed to go off on a mission, and I was the one who was asked to stay with the ship. Um, even though I can't drive it. um, I think I think there was a very real danger of someone attacking the ship while you guys were gone. And the captain just put that on me and took that risk.
Hmm.
What was the second part of the question?
Just why?
Why?
Yeah.
I think because I don't think I can tell why the truth of why the captain did it, but I think that I go to bed every night thinking, well, of course it was me. I'm the most expendable here. I just cook the stuff. Like,
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you some follow-ups then to make this a positive thing about your character.
oh,
What because that would be a very dangerous job,
mhm.
and it seems like not just anybody could do it. Like stop someone from boarding the ship. So how did you defend the ship?
With my cool eye.
I'm
I
just kidding.
li-
You're okay. Sorry, I'm being stupid.
no. I listen. I am sure that the captain was like, this is the person who deals with the real life actual knives all day. I'm gonna leave her with the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But me, the cook, was like, oh, I'm the one who's left to like possibly die. Well, yeah, that's okay. I'm out of all of everybody. I'm expendable.
This
That's where that came from.
this reference might be too old for almost everybody, but is this like a long kiss goodnight situation where the captain secretly knows that like you're really good with weapons because of like they've watched you fillet and and you just don't see it as a useful skill?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I really love the image too of at least one small group like just happening to go by and just eyeing like this situation and like, ooh, could we do something about this? And they see you standing out and they see your eye and one of them's like, oh my God, that's the Oculus X 9000. We got to get out of here because they know what it does.
See, and I was going the opposite direction. I was thinking that she home aloned the kitchen and is just knocking these dudes left and right with all versions of cutlery. Like there's just some dude who just gets conked in the face with a cast iron. They're like, we gotta get out of here.
Where did they get the paint cans?
Yeah.
It's where I realized what cinnamon dust at point blank range can do to somebody.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, very good.
Tass, you love something about the captain that most people find distasteful. What is it, and why are you drawn to it?
I like how cutthroat she is. I like it's not like I like it like I'm like, "Oh, that's," but like I respect
No, you
that
love.
just
Yeah, you love it. You love it.
I-
The LOVE.
okay. Yeah, just that the willingness to make a point is what I think gave me the courage to like fly somebody out to nowhere and drop them off and say, "Good luck, get back if you think you're worthy," is seeing, you know, the crushing of the hand and like all these other things that are just right there on the edge of cutthroat to make a point, and I'm just like, I wish I could be that, and I'm trying to be that.
Are you drawn to it because you want to be a captain one day?
I do.
Okay. Masha, the captain once gave you a reward that filled the crew with jealousy.
No.
Why was the captain's blessing worth the crew's scorn?
Oh.
So what did they give you, and why was it worth it compared to everybody else being green with envy about it?
You got that $20 In-N-Out gift card nobody else got.
Oh, sorry. Our neighbors like to bowl.
No, you're
We
okay.
call it like whatever.
Right.
I think this will probably be our last round of questions, and then we're gonna
Okay.
get into the decision-making phase.
Okay.
I think the question is, what is the reward and why was it worth it? Right.
The question really is just the only part you have to answer is why was the captain's blessing worth the crew's scorn?
Ah.
So you can absolutely, tell us what the reward was, but it's more so why was this worth it to you?
Yeah, I think that at some point in our travels, we come across like a space pharmacy question mark, and we collect something from it or what have you, and there is a like pain relieving gel that the captain gives to me. And I have been dealing with hand pain for no reason in particular. And so it relieves me of a like chronic, frustrating situation. I wonder whose fault it was. Totally not my own. And I think it's worth the scorn of my crew members because, not to make it too real, but if you as a person has ever been in a lot of pain relief is good actually.
Yeah.
And not having that experience is good. So I think it is worth it for my character to be able to like think clearly and behave normally and not have to work around like a really painful situation. And it's kind of a make peace with the captain that I was not expecting. And so I'm stoked for a while because I thought the captain hated me.
Yeah, I was going to ask, it says that this was a reward. Like, what do you think, why do you think the captain gave it to you? What did you do to...
I think that I have done everything to a T since my like punishment. So it's not necessarily that I have done anything particularly spectacular, but that I have proven to what seems to be a very strict captain that like her punishment worked. I am now like flawless.
Yeah.
And I will do everything she says without questioning. And as a reward, like it is an undoing in a way of the punishment I previously received.
I want to add something here, and you tell me if you don't agree with this. Like I like the idea that maybe you got this because you've never complained about the pain before.
Oh. Ooh. I like it.
Yeah, that like you worked, you operated whatever through it, but the captain, as we've discussed, knows people, can read people really well, but the fact that you've never complained about that pain before.
That's real dark, Rev.
Oh, is it? I thought it was really kind of sweet.
No,
I thought it was cool.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh, that's
like
fair.
I think that it is dark in that I think the dark part is my character hiding it. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows that my hand has been through it.
Yeah.
But I haven't said anything about it. And if people ask, I'm just like,
It's fine.
It's
all fine.
you know.
Okay.
I like that I don't know what I do.
That's true. You're kind of the only one. That's my follow-up. What do you do on this ship?
Masha, I'm the accountant. No.
Because we know
I'm the
we've got
personality hire,
like
and the
we've got like a
personality is
brawler.
bad. Yeah.
We've got like the navigator. We've got the cook and kind of the almost like the envoy.
I kind of got a good one.
For
like
me?
out of left field. What if you fell into the first mate chair? Like
Stop.
you
What do you
like
mean?
all like the first mate's the number one. Like it's like it goes first mate, like navigator. I forgot what the other one is and stuff like that. What if you fell into this role? Like again, trying to escape your cushy job, all this. You're like, I'm gonna take a chance, and you somehow get the second highest position on the ship, and that's one of the reasons you're treated so much like shit, because you are expected to be perfect.
Ah, the punching bag because of the perfection expectation.
Well, you're not. You're number two.
Right.
You're technically in charge of all of us. And that's what the first
And
mate. That's what the.
it would add the element that, as we've discussed, you know, the things that have been said are truths. Then the captain sees something in you because the captain reads people. They're very sharp.
Yeah.
Like it might appear to, as Percy said, like the idea that you fell into this might be the perception of everyone else except for the captain.
Right.
If this is the direction you want to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to talk about it for a moment if people have other thoughts about it. I know, Susan, you were about to say something.
No, I was just gonna say the like metal balls of Tass's character to take the first mate out into the middle of nowhere and be like, change your tune,
Yeah.
fool. Like,
And again,
Well-
and that ties up to you getting this reward that again, some of us think that you don't deserve. And it's because, but again,
How does Julio feel about all this? Is the real question.
who gives a shit about Julio?
Listen, all I'll say is you've never seen the
can't look at it.
captain and Julio in the same room at the same time.
That's- That can't be true. That cannot be true.
Just saying.
Okay, my only one of my like
Undercover
holdbacks of
boss.
this
Just the captain is
is-
Julio.
I mean, I'll lose
like a
it.
fake mustache and like a stupid hat or something. My only thought is we talked a little bit about like the hierarchy of like the hierarchical structure of our crew where like it's kind of like captain and then Susan plus Julio adjacent kind of at the top. And so like does me potentially being first mate but not as important as Susan work in the hierarchy.
I think that like Susan and first mate are not below the captain. They're on like a balcony next to him.
Adjacent.
Yeah, because like
Okay.
they report to him. They take care of her needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they would
Okay,
be a
I
different
see.
direction on the org
I don't
chart.
think I understood the hierarchy when it was
Yeah.
discussed. So to me that makes sense is like it's not necessarily like an obligatory respect one way but not the other kind of thing. Man, okay. Any other
Yeah, I also
like
think
it.
it works just in the thought of, you know, knowing that this captain is obviously so cool in so many ways, but also very cutthroat.
right?
Like if it were anybody else that they didn't see this potential in, it would have been a lot worse than their hand getting smashed up. Like, you know, whether just jettisoned or whatever, doesn't fill in the blank, you know, fill in the blank however you want with your imagination, but the fact that you stayed on after that at all shows at least those that are paying attention that she has respect for you for what you can accomplish, your, you know, whatever you want to call it, accountant's mind, tactical mind, intelligence, whatever. Yeah.
I just tried to
Man,
make
I
the
have a
org chart and went cross-eyed.
clarifying-
Yeah, go for it.
I have a clarifying question for Rev, which might help
Yeah.
Masha in
Uh-huh.
what you're feeling right now. We're not like creating our characters for the game that's about to happen. We're
Right,
just
right.
playing this game to flesh out like the world and the situation and some things, right?
It could be a little
Oh.
of both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to make Masha feel better by saying, Masha, you're
No,
not
no.
locking yourself into the
to being
first
in
No,
mate
charge.
it's fine.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
is
I
the
can be,
truth,
I
yeah.
can be in charge. I do it at work all the time.
But this is escapism.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't get to be on a spaceship at work. To clarify, I wish that would be radical. Actually, way too high stakes. Pass, hard pass. Yeah, no, I kind of like what that puts into play as far as like Percy's character thinking that I'm too new for the reward that we're aiming towards, and yet like I am very important to all of our surviving in my own way. The drama.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's such a good parallel in the chat, Cobra. Masha is Sir Davos. You know, cutting off the finger bones but still staying with the captain that did it because
Oh.
like, you know, the respect was there and it was deserved, but then now we got to move on. That's a good parallel.
Oh, I sure did, Mike. Sorry about that.
Oopsie.
Percy.
No.
The captain has a tattoo that no one else on the crew has seen. When did you see it, and what does it mean?
Did you all see it?
Oh.
See, I get to talk about the captain's beautiful eyes and the power behind them. I'm Percy. I get fed the most. I'm Percy. I get to see the captain's secret tattoo. Not me. I'm Masha. I get my hand broken and almost abandoned in the cold vastness of space. It's fine.
Am I the favorite? Am I just a boy toy? Am I just?
Oh, that's so
am I a sugar baby? Yeah. Yeah, when you got it, you know, like what do you do?
so good.
I think the one time that I have seen the captain's tattoo was actually when they were injured. I think a job went sideways. Captain does what Captain does, gets us all out. But the wound is way too bad for us to just leave and keep moving. So I take a second to field dress it. I believe it's just somewhere back of the neck, shoulder blades, something like that. And I think it's a phrase. I don't think it's something quite so artistic. I think it's something just very simple. And it kind of, I'm just trying to think. I think it's in a language that my character doesn't know. But I think it's very. I don't think it's I don't think it's a professionally done tattoo. I don't think it's something pretty. I think it's something ugly that was put there.
Oh. Okay. And so you may not know what it says, but is it like a marking you might recognize?
I think so. I think maybe if we want to add a little bit more to the lore, I think it's some kind of ancient language, some kind of fairy tale language.
Oh,
I
I don't know if this is a question for Percy, or maybe it is. Maybe if you asked about it and she gave you a very vague answer, is there the chance that what she told you about it was and it was literally this vague, you may have no context for this, that she just said, that's what I'm willing to give up. And that you don't know it's the context for the prize. Because she would know these stories. She's the captain. She would know she's got to be ready to give something up. And maybe as like a symbolic thing, she's like, I know this language. Somebody put this on my body. I'm cementing this into my story, that when I get there, I know what's important to me and I know what I'm willing to give up.
Because that's one of the things I wanted to clarify too is how does the captain know where this prize is? How do they fully know about this? You know, like I'm kind of I tell me if this is too much. I'm wondering if the tattoo's a part of the puzzle, a part of the map, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And so
Okay.
even what this prize is that we're looking for, the captain didn't seek it out, it sought her out. And that's what the tattoo is for.
Oh, that's
I don't
so
know if
cool.
it's some kind of beacon. She looks at it in the mirror and it's coordinates backwards or some shit like that. But I just know that
That's cool.
my character has seen it. He does not know what it means.
Mm-hmm.
All he really knows is that it's there.
Yeah, and you said that they didn't put it there themselves, that it was like an ugly thing. Like, is it? Obviously, this is not something your character knows, but do we think like it's something that someone else with knowledge put there, or something that just appeared there?
I think someone put it there. I think it's in the same way that someone gets like a prison tattoo,
Yeah.
you know, and so like someone etched it into her, and it was. I don't think. Yeah, I don't believe that she asked for it, but once she did the research and did what the captain does,
Mm-hmm.
she realized what it was, and that's just it too. Is to kind of add like who did this to her, and what
Yeah.
have you.
Kind of a follow-up question. When you saw this, did you have the same literary skill, like reading ability that you do now? Because is there any part of you, Percy, now having learned to read more, that thinks that you could decipher it if you saw it again? Like,
That is
how long ago did you see it, I suppose? Like, for me, I'm kind of like, ooh, if Percy saw it again, maybe he could decipher it.
That's what I'm wondering too, because again, I have started to study to understand things more. You know, my character went back to college. You know, he took some time off. But I think that is an
Attest
excellent
to
question.
that.
I think so. I think that
Oh,
ever since that day, that my character knows that this tattoo exists, and at that time he could not make heads or tails of it. And as time goes by, our memories change. We lose pieces of it, and my character hasn't seen it again. And now every chance that I can take, I will try to see it again because I think I know what those symbols are. But now it's getting the captain to show her bareback to me, which
Yeah.
you can't just ask your captain that.
Maybe
um,
you can.
Oi, captain, can I see your back? Bang.
you said that like someone said something about it like looking like a prison, or like a prison tattoo. Like, is it like I'm suddenly intrigued by this story? Like, is that what you would mistake it for at first? Like, is this like a marking that looks like it's from a prison, or like is from a specific thing, but then it's got weird elements like added to it or removed from it that made it this other thing? Or like I want to kind of flesh out this, like, where did they get it, who did they get it from, even if it's not knowledge that the characters necessarily have.
I'm wondering if it is exactly that. What if it was some crazed lunatic in a prison that the captain was at, and at one point gave her this tattoo that she had no inkling of, no knowledge of, and it's like some apparition, like something so spooky to the captain herself that she doesn't talk about it.
oh,
Like she she's in this prison. There's this old foreboding guy. She goes to sleep. She wakes up with pain on her shoulder, and she just has this tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
It is, unless you want a solid foundation of where she got it, because then I'm gonna go super duper old school ancient temple shit that she walked into, and it just fucking burned it into her back.
No, I think. Oh, go, please.
Could we add some kind of mystical element to it? Because just as someone who has multiple tattoos, like the act of giving someone else a tattoo just while they're asleep is kind of unbelievable to me,
Mm.
Mhm.
you know? So there would have for my buy-in, I kind of want something a little more like astounding or
Yeah.
mystical to kind of back up like, oh, this crazy old guy gave me a tattoo in prison while I was asleep. I don't know, that
Yeah.
doesn't feel right
That's
to
fair.
me.
Yeah, and
I
that's where
could
I was
see
kind
it
of been.
being like, sorry, I could see it being like a drunken knight being like, yeah, go on and tattoo me with your like weird map to treasure pirate guy. And then you like wake up and you're like, what is this like belligerent stuff on my shoulder? Also, the old guy is gone, and you're like, okay,
See,
I don't know.
I'm down with that actually. Like if there was a
Oh, yeah.
level of willingness for the captain,
Mhm.
right? Even if it was under the influence.
Well, my question for that would be then, how do we flesh out why it's actually important to her now?
Mm.
Like, is the inception of it what made it important, or did she find out something about it later? Because if I still really like the prison tattoo kind of thing that
Mhm.
Percy is starting with, but more like, is it something like this bizarre old person that's been in the jail their whole life and probably will be, keeps talking about how he's been there and he's seen the prize, and like he gets 5 or 6 people, including our captain, in on like believing that he has seen it, and he's like, you guys have a chance of getting out of here. I'm gonna give you each this
Mhm.
thing. Good luck when you get out. First one there wins. And that's why she's
Mm.
driven, because
Mm.
somehow she either believes him
Hmm.
or found out after the fact that, like, oh yeah, no, this is a thing.
I kind of like the idea that in a way it's a race to
Yeah, I
get
like
to it,
that.
and like that is one of the biggest driving forces. And so in a way she's probably scared of telling people what it is for fear that word gets out and more people are trying to get to it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
I
satisfied.
agree that like the willingness to get the tattoo is going to make it a lot more believable
So
too.
yeah, so
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
on.
yeah.
So then I got yeah. So let's go back to the idea of her being captured, her being in prison, her trying to find a way out. What if getting the tattoo was the way out? What if some mysterious figure offers her, if you let us put this brand on you, explains what this treasure is, you get to go free? And
Why?
it's exactly, it is, what is the string attached? Like this scary, foreboding force or group of people offers her freedom at the expense of this singular tattoo. And then what's their skin in the game? And
Ooh.
yeah, it's like, what, it's like, why did they do this to her? Is she working as some kind of beacon? Is she working as a piece of a map? But I do like the idea of it being a race and there being multiple people as well. And so that's kind of where
Well,
that's where I'm trapped at.
people are greedy. People, yeah, I mean, it's human nature to want something without strings attached. So maybe that it's as simple as that. This group wants the treasure, but they are not going to sacrifice anything for it. So let's get some yuppie who will sacrifice something.
Mhm,
And then maybe we can swoop in after the fact and take it.
mhm.
Maybe they don't believe in the like worthiness aspect of the treasure. They're just like, whoever gets it,
Hmm.
it gets the
Then we'll,
infamy or whatever we had
But it
talked
seems
about
like they've
yeah.
been
earlier.
defeated from getting it somehow, even though they don't believe in the worthiness element.
Right,
Mm.
right.
Okay, so some person um, in the prison, whether it's someone who has been there a long time, as you guys kind of initially described, or someone who just appears and is like, I can let you out of the prison in exchange, go find this thing.
This got just way
All
deeper
right.
than just like, how'd you see her little tattoo, huh?
Ooh, where was her tattoo?
Yeah, because here's
And
the
it's like it's on her ankle. She never takes her boots off. Like, what do you mean?
so that there's a timeline thing we need to clarify.
Mhm.
So you've all been with this crew for a while, and you've fallen on hard times, and the captain then came to you and said, I've got a plan. This is how we fix this problem. So it can't be something that the captain has been pursuing from day one. This is something that they've recently come to you with as they picked just the 5 of you and left. So I think everything that we said still holds, but it might just be more of a, as Susan was saying, that there's some, the captain had a dream, and in the dream there were 5 captains there, and this thing said, there's a power out there, and it can be yours. Go find it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
We do
agree
need to get that
I
element
agree that
of
I agree that it was
urgency.
just I agree that the tattoo was just a bargaining chip to get out. That was it. The captain at that point heard, "Hey, blah blah blah, get out of jail free card, blah blah blah, treasure maybe, blah blah," and they only attached to like, "Yeah, get out of jail free, yes."
Mhm.
And now times have gotten rough. Things have gotten worse. And like you said, maybe the dreams have started to hit. Maybe something clicks and she doesn't remember so much, but realizes, wait, we're a lot closer to these coordinates, or I'm getting a feeling I'm being drawn somewhere at this time. But I know that sacrifice is necessary, and that's the reason the crew she selects is so small, is not because of the sacrifice, but because of our loyalty. That's purely it.
Yeah.
Because this can absolutely, because if she turns around to us and says, by the way, when I was trapped in prison, I got a tattoo, I was let out, they told me that there was a great treasure that at the right time would activate on the something gear of the something sun and the alignment of the celestial bodies. So that's in a week, and we need to go get that because we can have great influence. We will all go, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I have written down right here that I believe in the captain. So
That's true. Can
Wait, so
we
they can say, well, hold on, they can just say anything.
can we
they just-
separate
No.
these
I'm being coy.
can we
sorry.
separate these two ideas, that instead of you got the tattoo and you got this cryptic message, can those be two separate things? Because what I don't want to do is have a crew of, like, say, 5 other people out there looking for it. This captain has not gone looking for it, but these other people have. They you know what I mean? I don't want to set up a world where these other people might be years ahead of you.
Well, I have an idea. What
Yeah.
if we just shift the timeline a little bit of what Percy said? I heard the phrase, we've fallen on hard times.
Mm.
So, what if part of the hard times was our captain has been in jail for like a couple weeks now, and we're like, the crew is scrambling, not quite sure what to do. We've got this first mate over here.
Mm.
Um, and so, what if the captain comes out of jail immediately, is like, guys,
I've
I
got
know
the
how to
plan.
fix this.
Yeah.
That's
I
yeah, I
love
think that
that.
solves it.
Easy wrap up there. Lovely.
Yeah, full circle. Actually,
That was Percy.
I'm sorry to take everyone's time.
Um,
I
No,
will
this
shut
is-
up
That was
next
great.
time.
World building. This is where I'm so excited right now.
Percy,
love
there
every
will be
bit of
no
it.
next time.
all right,
'Cause
Susan.
this is the last round.
You and the captain share a terrifying enemy. What grudge do you bear against the enemy? Why do you feel you could never face them alone? So you and the captain have the same terrifying enemy. What grudge do you bear against said enemy? Why do you feel you could never face this enemy alone?
I'm sorry, just give me a second because I thought up a real childish answer first.
What was it? Can you say it?
No, I was just our terrible enemies, fennel. We hate it. We'll never eat it.
Mondays. Right.
Am I right?
Am I right?
Ta-da-ta-ta-da.
Oh, hold on. That was a multi-tiered thing.
Yeah, so
Can you,
first,
can you
yeah,
say
so just the very
last
first
part
element,
of it again?
just for the first thing that comes into your brain here. You and the captain share a terrifying enemy.
Yes.
You don't have to tell us who that enemy is. Might be nice.
Salmonella.
But what grudge do you bear against the enemy?
Okay. Okay.
Is the first part.
Uh-huh.
Who's someone that you and the captain are both terrified of?
Oh, can I get does the question, can I be a little existential with it? Does the question allow for that?
Go on.
We're both absolutely terrified of death. Like wake up in the middle of a night, cold sweat, one day I'm not going to exist anymore and there's nothing I can do about it kind of fear.
I think you can, but I think the caveat I might put on that is that death has a face. Like, I don't think it can be a idea of death. I think you have just made death a real entity in this world.
God, does he look like
Because
he
it is
does
a
in Puss in
terrifying
Boots?
enemy.
Team, are we good with manifesting this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Oh
for it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because this is like a shared thing with you and the captain. Like, for some reason, you've had this, you share this.
Yeah.
Brush with death.
So
I bet you've had it. I bet you've
Yeah.
interacted with it.
I've had it.
Yeah. And it is not a, it is maybe not a person, but there are agents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Muerte.
What grudge do you bear against the enemy?
It took my
I
dad.
think the grudge is
That was
something
dark.
that the captain and I also share
Mm-hmm.
because the captain has been able to talk her way out of almost anything. She can charm anybody, but there is no talking or reasoning.
Mm.
Like it is this is a force, these are people or a person that you cannot buy it with money,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot with favors, with promises. Like death is inevitable and it's so freaking frustrating
Uh-huh.
that we cannot the tools that we would normally use we are helpless.
It
Yeah,
almost
like
makes
there's
me,
no options, right? Like, it's just
yeah.
they're here. We have to go. Like, there's
Yeah.
no option. There's no tactics.
Is it, because at first, oh, sorry, go on, Percy.
No, I was just gonna say I feel like I'm connecting my red strings behind here because, like you said, you can't influence death, and then the prize will increase your influence after grave sacrifice. And I think that's pretty freaking thematic.
Is this like a, like Game of Thrones, death is faceless, or is this a, um, like Judge Dredd? Like, no, it's very obvious this is the person. Like, is this a, this person could be anyone and they could get you, or is this a, this person is so recognizable?
No, this is the Game of Thrones. Arya Stark
Yeah, yeah,
can wear
Mm,
any
mhm.
face they
yeah.
want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hate.
Damn it.
And then lastly, why do you feel you could never face them alone? Why can't you face this assassin alone?
Um, because all my knife skills and my super cool laser eyeball, um, I might be able to buy myself some time,
Mm.
but it's always like it's gonna be there. Like I might protect myself and then turn around and another person's right there. Another death is right there waiting for me. Like I can't there is no help. There's no saving myself. It's gonna catch up to me in the end.
Can I make a dark suggestion?
Yes.
Why do you feel like you could never face them alone? Was the last time you saw them, they were wearing the face of someone you loved?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Oh, wait, can I retcon something?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's how I lost my eye.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
your shared experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
Yeah. That's great.
It's all coming together.
It's all
Man.
coming together.
Just a bunch of losers telling stories together, making it connect. I love it.
Tass,
Ask me.
what is something you have seen the captain do that should be impossible?
Oh God. I'm gonna connect this, and I think my character, the pilot, hasn't explicitly talked to the rest of them about, well, to specifically to Susan or the captain necessarily about it. I think I saw her change her face.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. I think that's the final question. All right, so now it is time to make a decision. This is for you, your character. Your journey is nearly complete, and the prize can be seen on the horizon. Well, not quite the horizon. We got a couple sessions we're going to play here. This ending is going to be a little different than what the game is set to be. You know, this is a complete thing. Normally, we would end this right now. So I'm going to ask you.
Chat just said, so she is Julio.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, God.
Tomato, tomato.
All right,
my
so
gosh.
I'm going to ask you each for a vote about what you think about the captain. So these are going to be thumbs down. You might want to write this down, unfortunately, because it's going to take a second to process. So thumbs down, when I ask you all to present your hands, means that the captain is strong or wicked. Okay. Hand flat, so paper, means the captain is weak or foolish. And a thumbs up is the captain is wise or righteous.
Can you just
Yep.
rapid fire one
So
more
thumbs
time?
down, the captain is strong or wicked. Flat hand, the captain is weak or foolish. Thumbs up, the captain is wise or righteous. Everybody know how you're going to vote?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to count to 3 and give me your hands and hold them there so I can count the tally. You ready? Tass seems unsure. He's thinking about it.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, throw.
That's funny.
Wow.
Wow.
Perfect.
If you would have given, I wish we were taking money bets on this. I would have been exactly right.
Were you guessing what the rest of us were going to vote
I
to?
absolutely was. Yeah.
Nice.
It's the
Just gotta
oars
say,
that
this
got
game
me.
is awesome. I
Yeah.
love this game.
Yeah.
This,
This
is great.
awesome. So much fun.
How long do I do this for?
Oh, you're good now. Sorry.
Okay.
Trying to put this where I got it.
So there is no clear majority,
Uh-oh.
meaning that we get ending 4. So part of this is I'm showing everybody kind of how this game works if you're playing it solo. So the ending 4 for this, if we were just playing the game as a standalone thing, reads as thus. Exhausted and nearly broken, you claim the prize. It is more wondrous than you imagined. The captain says, "This is a taste of what could be yours. You will have to sacrifice what you hold now and follow me through hell and back to claim the rest. Do you choose to keep going? And then this would be an individual, I will go, I won't go. I think for our purposes and the story that we're going to tell, is that...
Is this like, may I ask,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
is this, in this scenario, the way that we're doing it, like this first thing is like, we've found the first piece of the map that we need, or the first clue, the first, like, thing that's like, ooh, this is a taste of what the capital P prize is. And now we're on the...
That it
now we
does
could
give
possibly be on
them,
the way.
like... Yeah, I think that you find, like, going from any number of sci-fi westerns, you find the first marker.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So actually, I'm going to keep this as is. The captain says, this is it. This is the first step. This is the first piece. And something about this, whatever they find, sets all things right financially. But they say, you can give up what you have right now, and we'll be able to get something even grander. Or take your little bit and go. But if you want to continue on with me, you have to sacrifice what you just earned. Who is going with? And who is leaving?
I'm going.
Okay.
I'm driving her.
Yeah.
I'm going with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
Everybody's going. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, that
Well, we
makes
all
that
started
easy.
to appreciate each other.
Yeah. What was gonna happen is that if anybody decided not to go, if it was just one person, they might have ended up playing the captain.
No, never mind.
I don't
I
want to
don't
go
wanna go.
anymore.
I don't want to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So yeah, my initial impulse for this game was that we would do this, and then I was probably gonna set it up in like Dungeon World or something. Boy, I'm wondering if we're all playing StarHold next week.
Oh.
I mean,
So Percy
Interesting.
will get to learn StarHold. It is a system. It's a
Yay.
Powered by the Apocalypse game that we are all familiar with. But God, it feels like it almost has to be StarHold.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't hate it.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
hate it
yeah.
at all.
So yeah, I think this has just turned into an emergency StarHold game.
Yay.
Emergency.
I think that
Which is interesting. It would have been StarHold if we would have gone with the cheerleader as well. So,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I think that what story-wise, because again, this has kind of been our session 0 for the story that we're going to tell. I think that when the captain gives you this message of, okay, if you come with me, you know, you have to sacrifice what you've got. And I think that you give her everything that you have collected, whatever this is, and we'll kind of solidify that as we play. But that something about them collecting that takes them away from you. That, like, they are there, and you have to now follow after them to get there.
Interesting. Interesting.
And so I think that you have like something is left behind that gives you a marker. But I like I don't want the captain to be an NPC that I've got to control. I like the idea of the 4 of you having to go to these different like planets or space stations and find the things to follow the captain. Thoughts?
I love that. I think that's great.
Okay.
Because it's how do we survive without the captain?
Yeah.
Everything we've
Yeah.
done so far has been with the
Yeah.
captain.
Like,
how do we
that
survive without?
you give this stuff to the captain, and you know what? I'm gonna shut up, and I will at the beginning of
Yeah?
next week. I will narrate you this final image of what happens between the 4 of you, the 5 of you, and the captain before the
Leo.
captain departs from you.
Okay.
So that'll be kind of the kickstart to the adventure next week, is this last moment between you all and the captain when you gift them the pieces of whatever it is. Well, awesome.
Hey, Rev,
Exciting, yes.
what's gonna happen to Julio?
I mean, that's why I said the 5 of you.
Yeah.
I guess I have to play an NPC. What is going to happen to
we
Julio?
could lose Julio. We could.
Yeah, Julio's like, I'm good.
Who knows?
I'm good.
Who knows?
Yeah.
He is the favorite. Maybe
Julio-
she grabbed him and disappeared.
Yeah,
like-
Julio might go with the captain. Who knows?
Or Julio was the captain.
Eh, you never know. We'll find out next week.
Big reveal
Oh.
4 weeks from now.
So to the chat, boo, Josh, boo.
What happened?
Look at the chat. He knows what he
yeah,
did.
That's fair. All right. So yes. Thank you everybody for joining us. Let's go around one more time. Let everybody know who you are, where they can find you. Masha.
Yes, my name is Masha. This was very fun. If you would like to see me and other goofballs play games together, I'm on a stream called Turntables RPG. We're in process of scheduling some January dates, so we'll be live again soon.
Percy.
Hey everyone, I'm Percy Davis. I had an absolute blast. I'm not cool enough to have my own stream and everything like that. You can find me at Big Purse Universe on Blue Sky, and you can listen to me do professional wrestling commentary at Naptown All Pro in Indianapolis, or you can listen to my voice on IWTV.
Nice. Susan.
Hi. Hi, you've been here this whole time. I'm Susan Quintana.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't expect to find you here.
You can come interact with me on social media on Instagram at neither right nor wrong. That's right with a W. Or you can listen to my dulcet tones on Novel Games Podcast, novelgamespodcast.com, or anywhere you listen to your podcasts. Me and some of the best people are playing through Apocalypse Keys right now. So come join us. Be sad apocalypse saving monsters.
I can see it over your shoulder. I believe that's called product placement.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Tass.
I'm Tass, all good. Listen to the Crit Show. Join our Patreon. Be my friend.
And I'm Rev. I have been the leader of this card game. You can find me. I mean, anything worth knowing about me, you've found if you're on this stream. Just at the Crit Show is where you're going to find me mostly. So yes, join us next week and for the following 3 Mondays. So today and then 4 Mondays after, as we're going to tell the story about our space crew. And I think in the interim, they're going to decide what the name of their ship is. But yes, we will be here next week playing...
Yay!
Playing
Emergency StarHold.
Emergency StarHold.
Emergency Star.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.